thousands of years, human beings viewed the world as an enchanted place.
Shooting stars in the dark night sky, blazing trails behind the moon.
We tended to identify purpose and meaning with what you might call transcendent purpose and meaning. Purpose and meaning that were given to us from outside. But if you change the perspective on it and say, look, I create my purpose. I choose what my purpose is. I can choose who I want to be, where I want to go in my life. You didn't need for the purpose to be transcendent. That was a way of talking that now we know better. Let's accept that purpose is contingent and subjective and made up by us, and live with that and make it as best we can.
What a lovely day.
Long before he became a theoretical physicist, Sean Carroll was driven by a love of learning.
I was 10 years old, and I would just go to the local public library and I would read books. Some of the books talked about the Big Bang and black holes and quarks and leptons, and I knew that whatever that was, I wanted to understand it. I wanted to do that for a living, and I don't know why. I don't come from a long line of academics or anything like that. I come from a long line of steel workers, if anything. But you put me in the library with those books, and I wanted to read them all.
Those books showed him a world ripe for exploration, a universe where the lure of superstition pales beside the wonders of science.
It seems to be an airtight conclusion, if you believe the laws of physics as we currently understand them, that there are no psychic powers. There's no way to bend a spoon with the power of your mind. And we know that because we know the forces that are accessible by our physical body. Astrology does not work, telekinesis does not work, telepathy does not work. There's just no way to communicate in these sort of paranormal ways. On the other hand, the laws of physics, as we do understand them, have given us an amazing set of technologies that let us do a lot of things. So the question is, which would you rather have? That your horoscope be accurate, or that you have a cell phone that will let you look up the internet and talk to any friend that you want anywhere in the world, anytime? It's a very natural thing to think that if the universe had a beginning, something made it begin. Something brought it into existence. There's even a famous argument for the existence of God, saying that anything that begins has a cause. The universe had a beginning, therefore it has a cause. 500 years ago, it would have been absolutely sensible to think that the best explanation we have for the universe we see is that God was very crucial in creating it. It's a big universe, it keeps moving, we don't know why, it's very intricate and complex. As we've understood more and more about the laws of physics, we see more and more how the universe just works all by itself. It's not that science will ever rule out the existence of God. It's not like we can prove that God doesn't exist. But ever since the time of Galileo and Newton, right up to the present day, there have been roles that God served that science has figured out, actually, we don't need God for that. We don't need God to explain why planets move in the sky. We don't need God to explain how species evolved into what they are today. We don't need God to explain the beginning of the universe itself.
Today, Carroll ponders nothing less than the beginning and the end of time. He imagines what might have existed before the Big Bang.
It's possible that the universe is symmetric, and the Big Bang was in fact the middle of the history of the universe. Maybe before the Big Bang it was contracting, and then somehow it bounced. That is definitely one option on the table. Another option was that there is a universe that just exists forever, more or less quietly not doing anything, but because of quantum fluctuations, sometimes this universe pinches off a little baby universe. So you have a big space-time, essentially it's empty, there's nothing really happening, but every so often there's a little quantum mechanical event that separates off a bit of space from the rest of the universe, and that bit of space expands and grows into a universe like ours. So there's actually many different possibilities for what the universe could have been like pre-Big Bang, and also, of course, the right one might be one that none of us have ever thought of quite yet.
While the origins of the universe remain murky, physics has uncovered strong clues to our ultimate fate.
In 1998, we discovered that the universe is accelerating. So not only is it expanding, distant galaxies are moving away from us, but the distant galaxies are moving away from us faster and faster. And we attribute this to the existence of dark energy, some energy in space itself, pushing things apart. The interesting thing about dark energy is, as far as we can tell, it doesn't go away. There's an amount of energy in every cubic centimeter of space that remains the same forever and in every place in the universe. So this pushing apart, this acceleration of the universe, is not going to end. And eventually, if you wait long enough, nothing will be left of our observable universe. That seems to be the clear-cut prediction of our best current theory of the universe. It says that after a certain time, there will be nothing left but empty space.
It's not a cheery forecast, but it does leave us billions of years to explore, understand, and accept the world we inhabit.
She runs by the sea, just like the old willow said she would.
Life is not a thing that goes from place to place. It is not a substance that leaves your body when you die. Life is a process. Life is a way of talking about the interactions and motions of the things that make you up. The implication of that is that when you die, life ends. There is no continuation of your thought or your being or your consciousness past the physical existence of your body. Now you might ask, well, maybe there's more to the world than these laws of physics that you're telling me about. Anything is possible, it's conceivable. You're really saying either that physics is right and you're made of atoms obeying those laws of physics, and when you die, what we call your life and your thought and your consciousness ends, or somehow everything we know about the laws of physics is wildly wrong. And to me, that doesn't rob our lives of meaning. That makes every single moment of our lives indescribably precious. There's a finite number of them. This is not a dress rehearsal for something in the future. This life that we have right here on Earth, right now in front of us, is what has meaning and what really matters to us.